Today on Delta Safari, I return to Blakely State Park, right on the banks of the Tensaw River, and today I'm going to take a little deeper dive into the Civil War history. Let's head to the Delta.
Historic Blakely State Park encompasses over 2,100 acres of the largest National Register historic site in the eastern half of the United States. Within the park's grounds are the site of the last major battle of the Civil War, including several miles of unspoiled Confederate and Union fortifications associated with the Battle of Fort Blakely on April 9, 1865. The site and remnants of the important early Alabama town of Blakely, colonial-era homesteads, and evidence of American Indian habitation from the archaic, woodland, Mississippian, and historic periods. The park is situated in one of the most ecologically diverse sections of Alabama and works to preserve its natural setting as a unique wildlife preserve.
Blakely is a fantastic place for day hikes. There's not really enough going on here to do a backpacking trip per se with overnight stays, although there is plenty of primitive camping around. Historic Blakely State Park has more than 20 miles of hiking, biking, and horseback riding trails traversing the property. All trails are marked, and posts at most intersections indicate whether a section of a trail may be traveled on foot or with bikes or horses. I hate that the word swamp has such a negative connotation to it. Swamps are incredible ecosystems, and they're really quite beautiful, although admittedly because of the decay of foliage, they have a bit of a stench. But other than that, swamps are incredible. According to National Geographic, a swamp is an area of land permanently saturated or filled with water. Many swamps are even covered by water. There are two main types of swamps: freshwater swamps and saltwater swamps. Swamps are dominated by trees. They are often named for the type of trees that grow in them, such as cypress swamps or hardwood swamps. Freshwater swamps are commonly found inland, while saltwater swamps are usually found along coastal areas. Swamps are transition areas. They are neither totally land nor totally water. The Battlefield Tour has these little kiosks with QR codes on them, and if you scan the QR code, it'll take you to a website where you can then push play on your cell phone, and it will give you a little guided section for where you're standing. Like this one.
The depression to your left is a trace of the old Pensacola Road, a thoroughfare which as early as the 18 teens connected the town of Blakely with the city of Pensacola and was once one of the primary east-west transportation routes in this area. The primary park road, Old Blakely Road, traverses portions of the original route of the old Pensacola Road. From just beyond this point to the park dock on the Tensaw River, about 1 mile further, travelers are riding in the original roadbed of this historic route.
The Battle of Fort Blakely took place on April 9, 1865, and was the largest Civil War battle to take place within the boundaries of the state of Alabama, and one of the last of the entire war. The battle, featuring a charge by some 16,000 Union troops against approximately 3,500 Confederate defenders, was preceded by a week-long siege of what is known as Fort Blakely. The fort consisted of a 3-mile line of entrenchments anchored by 9 fortified positions called redoubts. The Confederate line was arranged in a broad arc in front of the community of Blakely and had its northern and southern extremities located on the banks of the Tensaw River. Along with the nearby earthen defenses at Spanish Fort, Blakely served as a critical part of the defensive line protecting the city of Mobile. Its fall led directly to the capture of that city, the last major southern city in Confederate hands. The Blakely battlefield is one of the best preserved in the nation and features several miles of intact Confederate and Union earthworks of various designs and purposes. Private Thomas Washington Danner of the 29th Illinois Infantry penned a poem about the Battle of Fort Blakely. It's rather lengthy, so I'm just going to read you a little snippet of it. On the 9th of April, 65, long remembered be the day, in ranges of Blakely's batteries, General Canby's forces lay. They waded through sloughs and marshes, been exposed to the wind and rain, marched o'er concealed torpedoes, this proximity to gain. For here with their stronghold, dreading an open field, had convened Dick Taylor's forces to keep us from Mobile. We tried their works with light guns, but of these they did make sport, saying with such it would take 5 years and 6 months to take their fort. Our good general, not wishing to besiege their work so long, gave orders that assault be made, and carry them by storm. Evening came on. At 5:30 was the appointed time. Our reserves were then moved to the front and forward to battle line. Our artillery opened on their works, their virtue thought to try, when they opened their embrasures and gave us a reply, dropping shot and shell around us, cutting branches o'er our heads, while their laden missiles thick and fast on deadly errands spread. And now my favorite part of the entire park, the Tensaw River. And you see the tracks? Lots of raccoon and bird tracks in that mud because it is low tide. Low tide. I think I was 14 years old the first time I visited Blakely State Park. It was with my parents in the middle of winter, I think in February. And I remember standing on this boardwalk and looking out over this beautiful river, and I saw the most incredible sight. And I turned to my dad all excited and I said, "Did you see that?" He said, "I don't know. Did you just see a 4-foot blue marlin jump out of a freshwater river?" And I said, "Yes, that's exactly what I saw." And he said, "Oh yeah, I saw that too."
Hey y'all, Stu wanted me to ask you, he wanted you to hit the like and subscribe buttons. That's not that hard. It's not like you need a really bendy back for that. Just hit the like and subscribe buttons and we'll all be good.